Hello, what is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. So today we have a fun video that I'm so excited for, and it's perfumes that I think are perfect for starting your collection. But this video in particular I'm excited about because it kind of is parallel to my fragrance journey right now. So if that's something you'd like to hear, please stay and keep on watching. So if you've been following me, you already know that I was never into perfumes in the past. They're just too complex, too intense, too this, to that. I just prefer simple fragrances that smell good. And recently I've been getting more and more into perfumes, and as I've had this journey, I've been looking at videos that say perfumes that are good to start your collection, and I found that none of them really were what I was looking for, because what I was looking for is not perfumes to start a collection to be a collector, but perfumes that are perfect to start off with when you're not used to perfumes. And those are two completely different things, because when you're first starting off, a lot of perfumes can be too intense, and that's what I found was a problem for me. So it took me a little bit of searching to find perfumes that my nose agreed with, and I'm in that stage right now of finding those. So I thought it was a perfect time to kind of talk about those perfumes that I found that are perfect when you're just starting off. Now I've got two unpopular opinions in this video. The first one being is that perfumes, expensive perfumes, fancy perfumes, niche perfumes are like fine wine. Allow me to explain. I think a lot of times in the fragrance community, when you're surrounded by people that really enjoy fragrance, or you talk about perfume a lot, and as you like more and more different kinds of perfumes, your nose kind of expands, it detects more things, it learns to appreciate fragrances that you didn't think smelled good initially. And it's an interesting transition, and I compare it to wine. Because a lot of times when you don't drink alcohol at all, and you want to try wine, the cheaper stuff that's super sweet is going to taste better to you than like a $300 bottle of wine. And it's just, it's meant to taste good, it's meant to be sweet, it's meant to be chuggable even. No experience in that. Now, as you try different kinds of wines and you become a little more, I don't know, into wine, those expensive bottles where you can pick up on a little bit of tobacco, a little bit of this, like you can pick out the different notes and it tastes good. You're not meant to chug it. You're meant to really appreciate and enjoy that wine, and you find yourself liking things that you starting off drinking alcohol at all would never like. And that's how I feel about fragrance. A lot of times people that think certain fragrances smell good are the people that have a lot of experience with perfumes. And I think people forget that the general population might not think those perfumes smell good. I was looking at different videos, and I actually found someone commented on a video saying that the fragrance community is like an echo chamber. And I found that so interesting, because you're watching perfume videos because you're into perfumes and you can agree that you like the same things, but you are kind of away from any kind of criticism from the outside world of just the general population. And I'm not saying what the general population thinks matters whatsoever, because it doesn't. But then again, you're also interested which fragrances are the most complimented. And you will find that a lot of times the cheaper fragrances are more liked than more expensive ones. And you find yourself thinking, like, why do you like my $5 perfume more than my $300 one? Like, please explain that to me. But we really are closed off to outside kind of criticism, because we're in this fragrance bubble. But the reason I'm talking about this is because in this video, I am talking about fragrances that I think will please the general population. People that haven't used perfumes, women that are just getting into perfumes, are used to simple, nice, light, girly body mists, that I think this would be a good first step to try perfumes, to try something a little more long-lasting. Not that all of these really will be very long-lasting, but still, just perfumes that I've kept in mind that this is for the general public and not for people that have been into fragrance for forever, if that makes sense. This is to help those people that just want to dabble in perfumes just a little bit, just to see what you like. The other unpopular opinion is that compliments don't really mean anything. And I know, it's crazy, but I've noticed that Compliments are all about whether the fragrance projects or not, whether people can smell it. And it's like, obviously, they wouldn't compliment it if they didn't smell it. But I have been guilty of complimenting a woman's fragrance just because I notice it, not because I like the fragrance. And there's been times where I didn't like the fragrance and I thought it was overwhelming. And I still complimented it because I noticed it. It's kind of like when your friend gets a haircut and you go up to her and you compliment her on her haircut because you notice it. It's something new. She changed something. Then you might think like, I wonder if I like it. But you automatically compliment something that you notice that is new for you. Same thing with fragrance. If the fragrance projects and you can smell it and it's strong, you just feel like you need to say something about it. So compliments and projection are kind of within the same boat. It doesn't necessarily mean that that fragrance is better than another one. Unless someone's like hugging you and they're like, oh my gosh, I cannot get enough of this scent. It smells so good. You smell like cookies or something like that. Then it's like, obviously, like the scent is amazing. But just keep in mind, just because you get a compliment on a fragrance doesn't necessarily mean that fragrance smells better than any other fragrance you have. So to make this easier, I will get off English. To make this easier, I'm gonna get off camera and show you perfumes so you can really see the bottles and kind of, I don't know, that's one of my favorite parts is really seeing the bottles. It really is an art. Fragrance is an art. All right, you guys, here's my hand. I am here in case you're lost in space and time. Don't worry. We are just in this little area of my vanity. So because I make a lot of Victoria's Secret and Bath & Body Works videos, perfumes that were easy to test out were Victoria's Secret ones. They're not always the most long-lasting fragrances, and they're not the most complex fragrances, which makes them perfect when you're just starting off. Also, pretty much all of them come in body mist form. So if you're not ready for the perfume form, which I don't think most of them are very strong, but if you aren't, you can try the body mist first, and that is a perfect little segue into Victoria's Secret perfumes. If we're talking about Victoria's Secret, obviously we have to talk about Bombshell. Bombshell is what Victoria's Secret is known for. It is the smell that makes me think of being a Victoria's Secret angel on the runway. It's ultra feminine, ultra soft, ultra beautiful. It has top notes of passion fruit, grapefruit, pineapple, tangerine, and big strawberry. Middle notes of peony, vanilla orchid, red berries, jasmine, lily of the valley, and then we have some musk, woody notes, and oak moss. This is, for lack of better words, just a very basic scent. It's fresh, it's clean, it's floral, it has a little bit of citrus. It's just perfection. I really love Bombshell. It's just like a fancy women's smell that's not very mature, which is kind of the perfect going out scent, especially when you're just getting into perfumes. So I highly recommend trying out Bombshell if you've never tried it, but I feel like most people have already. These are two other flankers of Bombshell. I highly recommend finding a Bombshell that works for you. Bombshell Seduction is one of my favorites. It has some sage in there. It's a little musky. It's not something that, just based on the notes, I would like, but to me it's such a sexy, fresh scent. It's like a sexy scent without going the route of spicy or coffee or adding something that most people usually talk about fragrance as sexy. I don't really necessarily find those scent notes sexy like most people. This is my kind of sexy scent. It's just very fresh, very clean, and just, I don't know, it's delicious. And then Bombshells in Bloom used to be my favorite scent of all time. This is kind of, has a little bit of apple. It's a fresh, more aquatic version of the original Bombshell. This is girlier, a little fresher, a little sweeter. It is more floral, but it's sweeter and more kind of, I don't know, juvenile than the regular Bombshell, but I absolutely love it. These are two other ones that I would recommend. Crush from Victoria's Secret, which is very similar to Just a Kiss by Victoria's Secret. This is your kind of sporty, really sweet, fresh floral. And Oso Party is your fresh kind of pear scent. I actually find a lot of higher end perfumes that smell like pear to smell similar to this. But yeah, Oso Party, you'd expect it to be something crazy, but it really is just a nice, sweet, fresh pear scent, which I highly, highly recommend. I absolutely adore both of these. Now, when you're just starting off with perfumes, another great way to kind of test things out is to try celebrity perfumes. Now, I won't say that all of them are safe blind buys and all of them aren't complex, but there's certain ones that I think are a great first step just because they're a little less complex than like crazy expensive perfumes. Not all of them, but some of them. So here's kind of my celebrity recommendations. Ariana Grande has absolutely amazing perfumes. This is one of the first ones that I owned. This is Sweet Like Candy. This is basically just a very, very sweet, sugary scent. It starts off with the top notes of blackberry, pear, and bergamot, some whipped cream, marshmallow, blackcurrant, jasmine, honeysuckle, frangipani, and then base notes of vanilla and cashmere wood. Sorry if I mispronounced some of them. But this is essentially just a really sweet, sugary kind of cotton candy vanilla scent, and it smells so good. This doesn't project, so it's not gonna give you a headache. It's not gonna be too intense. This I actually love wearing when I take a night shower. I put on some like, I don't know, more gourmand of a body lotion, and then I pair it with this to kind of add a sweet sugary scent if I'm cuddling with my boyfriend or anything like that. So it's more of a skin scent. This isn't going to be too strong, so it's perfect to start off with when you're not sure if you can handle more heavier perfumes, and kind of to try something more edible just to start off with before you go crazy. I will mention two other Ariana Grande perfumes that I do like. This is Thank You Next, and this is Cloud. Cloud is actually not a safe purchase if you're just getting into perfumes and you're used to like really sweet, girly, like fresh body mists. I don't think Cloud is a safe buy. It's delicious. It kind of, to me, smells like, I don't know, vanilla, gourmand, delicious, but it also has some heavier, like, smoky, woodsy note. It kind of, honestly, for some reason, reminds me of gasoline. Like, there's some kind of, like, ozonic, like, intense scent in here. And that's why I don't think this is necessarily a safe blind buy when you're starting off. But this is one of the most complimented perfumes that exists in the world, and so many people love it, so I did want to mention it. And then Thank You Next is actually not liked by a lot of people because there's a little bit of a pickle note. I personally love it. When it dries down, I mostly just get this like macaroon smell, and it projects on me like crazy. There's something about the scent of this that just, it makes me go crazy. I don't know, I absolutely love it. So yeah, Ariana Grande in general has really great perfumes. These are just the few that I have, so definitely check her out if you're just getting into perfumes. I do want to mention two other celebrity perfumes. So this is Britney Spears. Britney Spears has a lot of safe blind buys when you're first starting off. This is Curious. This is just a kind of aquatic white floral. I love wearing this on days where I'm just like staying home and just want something really fresh and clean and beautiful. My boyfriend also complimented me on this scent. I used to say it reminds me of mouthwash just because it does have this like crisp, clean scent to it, and it's not too overwhelmingly floral, which a lot of perfumes can be, especially when you're first starting off. Everything can seem so overwhelming. I think this is a great one to start with. And then this is Live by Jennifer Lopez. Amazing, such an amazing perfume. This has notes of pineapple, lemon, orange, red currant blossom, peony, violet, some caramel, sandalwood, tonka bean, vanilla. I don't really get vanilla. This just to me is a very fresh, almost citrusy scent, but honestly, I don't really get pineapple as much as I get like an apple or pear note. It's just very, very fruity and delicious. So I highly, highly recommend this one if you're just starting off and you like fruity perfumes or fruity body mists in this case. All right, so next up I have here one of my favorites. This is Escada Sorbetto Rosso. This is a very sparkling, sweet, fresh watermelon scent. Escada in general has a lot of fruity scents, so if you're like me and you love your fruity body mists, definitely check out their perfumes. You can't really go wrong with these. They're fruity, they're delicious, there's nothing like heavy or extra going on. Some of them are very sweet and very intense, but in general, if you like the kind of scents that I like, I think these are great perfumes to start with. So this is Daisy Love Oh So Sweet. This is my favorite from the Daisy line, and it's also the least intense floral-wise in my opinion. So when you're just starting off and don't want anything too intense and just want something young and sugary and sweet, I highly recommend this. But in general, Marc Jacobs, the Daisy line, is perfect when you're just starting off with perfumes. People do say that it's for teenagers and so on and so forth, but honestly, I don't believe in that. It's just a way to explain that it is lighter and less intense and more juvenile, which to me is perfect when you're just starting off and don't want anything too crazy. I don't think the projection of these perfumes is crazy, but I really, really love them, and especially this one. Another safe perfume to start out with is DKNY Be Delicious. This just smells like apples. It's basically just an apple perfume, as you can tell. I mean, like, what else would it be? You know, it's shaped like an apple, it's green. This is a perfect kind of perfume to start off with. It smells really, really, really delicious, and you can't really go wrong with this. If you like the scent of apples, which I really, really do, this is kind of more elevated, and a little more elevated than just like an apple body mist from Bath & Body Works. So if you like apple and you want to try out a perfume instead of your apple body mist, definitely check this guy out. I did mention these two in my recent haul video, and I do think these are great perfumes when you're starting off. Kate Alley's Eden Juicy Apple is another apple one that's perfect. It's not complex, it's very simple, it just smells like apples, berries, and a little bit of floral. It's really, really good. And Ralph, oh my gosh, this one is stunning. If you like the kind of scents that I like, Ralph is the best. This has some apple leaf, mandarin, Japanese osmanthus, yellow freesia, magnolia, beronia, musk, and white iris. This is just a very, very fresh, fruity scent. It is absolutely delicious. So definitely when you're starting off, I think this is one of the best scents to get, and I wish I had gotten this sooner because it's that good. These are some perfumes from Target. These are just ones that I really like. This one's the pomegranate one, and this one is the Blanc, which is kind of like a white tea scent. Now you definitely do have to like that tea scent to like this one, but it's just a very fresh aquatic scent. This one's just super juicy fruity. These are great ones to try out because they're a little cheaper. They're meant to be mixed together so you can play around with them. I'm not really a mixer, I'll be honest. I prefer for a perfume to have it all, but I actually like wearing these on their own. But I highly recommend these. They're not too complex. They're meant to be like a single note so that you can mix them together, but on their own, they smell absolutely delicious. So definitely try these out. The bottles are really cute and these are really, really good, especially this one. Definitely if you're looking for a fresh scent, try this one out. Now, I will say when you're just getting into scents, sometimes fresh scents are the easiest because they just smell clean and they are not usually too overwhelming depending on what the notes are. So fresh and clean scents seem to be kind of an easy option. I do want to mention some higher end ones as well, but these Giorgio Armani ones, I have Ocean and I have Aqua. Both of these are really fresh, kind of aquatic scents that are very, very beautiful. And when you're just starting off and you just want something nice, clean, and simple and not too overpowering, doesn't project a mile away, these I highly, highly recommend. They're perfect to start out with, literally the perfect beginner perfumes. I will say the Burberry Her line is really good as well. Original Burberry Her is one of the most popular perfumes, I think, in general from people that make videos. It took me a little bit to like her. So I wouldn't say for me this would have been an automatic safe blind buy. It has this kind of like smoky artificial strawberry scent to it. But it's still very airy and nice, so I do absolutely love it now. But this one's a safer blind buy if you like just fresh scents. This is a fresh pear scent. This is the Burberry Her EDT, and it's literally just a really, really nice, fresh, crisp, like almost sparkling pear scent. So I highly recommend this if you're looking for something to start out with. Now, if you're looking to start with something expensive and you want to feel fancy, honestly, the Chance line, all of it is so kind of pleasant, not too overwhelming. The original Chance, I'd say, is probably the strongest and the least likely for me to blind buy it. But in general, these are just crowd pleasers. I will say this green one, is it fresh? I'm not 100% sure how to say it. I wouldn't say this is 100% a safe blind buy. It does have a very kind of unisex, intense citrus scent with a little bit of kind of a woodsiness almost. So I wouldn't say this is the safest fresh scent. I would go for one of the Giorgio Armani ones, but the Chanel Chance Autendre I highly recommend as a safe blind buy. It is expensive, but if you're looking to start your collection and you want to feel fancy but you're not really into very strong perfumes, these are definitely the way to go. This is the last one that I want to mention. This is L'Imperatrice, I think, by Dolce & Gabbana. This is just a fresh, fruity scent. It's not going to last too long, but it's going to smell delicious, and the bottle is absolutely gorgeous. This is going to be a very fruity and aquatic scent. You got some kiwi in there, some watermelon, some lemon tree, nothing really too heavy, and I think it's literal perfection. I absolutely love this just as a grab and go, and the bottle's really heavy and the glass is beautiful, and you can get this pretty cheap at a discount site. Do not pay full price for this no matter what you do. Do not do that. But yeah, It's perfect. All right, you guys, I would say those are the perfumes that I think are really safe to buy when you're starting off. Let me know if you have any of these and what you think of them and if you think they're safe blind buys for you. All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully this helped some of you. Let me know what you're willing to try, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.